No, the views and opinions expressed during RealBlackTalk.com do not necessarily reflect those of the staff and management of CCTV, the Cambridge, the community, the television, anybody else. The views and opinions expressed are of those who are talking. So if I'm talking, then they're my views and opinions. Hold me responsible.
Just joining us, this is MaximizingProgress.tv, formerly known as HighTechFever.tv. I'm your host, Joe Sponson. My guest today, Sean Broderick, is the Executive Director of Techstars Cambridge.
Good evening. Welcome to Crime Time. I'm Frank Pasquarello, Public Information Officer for the Cambridge Police Department. Nice to have everyone watch from 6:30 to 7 p.m., the most popular show on CCTV. Now
I'm your host, Brother John, and this is once again your tobacco education and smoking cessation support TV for Cambridge and the world. And I will tell you, in this part of the world, it is cold outside.
This is interesting because, as I have said before in this program, smokers generally tend to be lower income people. So to a certain extent, the war on smoking is a class war.
Okay, so this is the mask, and this is why I'm afraid I'm going to get attacked. This is the mask that will really protect you from swine flu. So
actually, I have the song because
why?
I got hit in the face.
Yeah,
I got
are
hit
you
in the
missing
face
your mouth?
earlier.
You having a mouth transplant?
So
the national guys in the national media, Donald, the national guys in the national media, they were afraid to call it. They were all up his ass. I called it 4 years ago. 4 years ago.
ESPN was afraid.
4
Listen,
years.
I don't know if I should bring up this topic, but I was going to mention Michael Vick, but you guys are already talking about.
Got here in the ball true from the Parade Dave. Gorilla movie, swinging gorilla movie montage featuring clips from Super Simeon here in the ball true from the Parade Dave. You can see it at the Democracy Center.
Websites, we may talk about current events, politics, personal and business type of items, family related items. But we relate it back to the Bible, and we try to make, looking at the scriptures and make it more practical as it applies to your life. And so
the topic of the show is addiction and recovery, and the message is one of hope. Hi, I'm Mark Flanagan. I'm an alcoholic and an addict. I always start off this show with a great big thank you to the City of Cambridge for all the awesome programs they have for people like me in recovery and other programs.
When there is a real sense of community cohesiveness around support for young people, even when they can't actually offer any more money, any more job slots.
Okay. Man.
Welcome everyone. I am Michelle Lamont, the director of the Weatherhead Center for International Studies, and it is our great privilege today to host His Highness, the Aga Khan. We are co-organizing this exceptional event in collaboration with the Al-Wahid Islamic Studies program, and I am here to introduce Ali Assani, who is our partner in crime and who has been the pivotal person in making this event happen. So the Aga Khan, His Highness, is going to give the Jodidi lecture, which is the most distinguished lecture at the Weatherhead Center and also in the university as a whole. Mr. Jodidi was an organic chemistry student here at the end of the 19th century. He made his fortune in sugar, and he decided to put his fortune at the service of world peace. So we've had a number of very distinguished lectures, Prime Minister of India, Prime Minister of Ireland, people who've played a very important role in the promotion of peace. And the title, the topic of the meeting today is cosmopolitanism and pluralism, and the timing could not be better given that we had recently in the context of the competition for the leadership of the Republican Party, a candidate who declared that Muslims should not be eligible to serve as President of the United States. So in the context of globalization, we often, in the context of insecurity, witness a rigidification of group boundaries. And I think it's partly important for us as scholars and as human beings that we stop and reflect on the importance of pluralism and diversity, and who better to lead us in this endeavor than a spiritual leader such as the Aga Khan. One word on the Weatherhead Center before I introduce Ali Hassani. The Weatherhead Center was created in the 1950s in the context of the Cold War, at the time when Henry Kissinger and Brzezinski were here at Harvard. At the time, we were really studying politics through the question of security. But today we have to think about cultural memberships, about group boundaries, about inequality, group competition as a condition for world peace. And it is in this context that the Weatherhead Center has really broadened its agenda. And we're now considering not only questions that are of relevance to national studies, but also to the study of comparative, global, transnational social problems. And political scientists, sociologists, anthropologists, as well as scholars from all the schools are collaborating in this endeavor. So I invite you to look at what's going on at the Weatherhead Center. A lot is happening these days. Finally, a few words to introduce my friend Ali, who's become my friend over the last, as we were preparing this important event. Professor Hassani is an expert of Islam. He grew up as an Ismaili in the context of colonial Kenya, where he had to learn pretty dismal representations of what Islam and Muslims are about and recite them as he was a schoolboy, and this kindled in him a desire to improve understanding of Islam. And this is the context in which he came here as a undergraduate with the support of the Aga Khan, so their relationship goes way back.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. And with that, I greet you with the ancient Islamic greeting of peace, and that is Assalamu alaikum. Sorry about the opening video. It's a technical difficulty, but the video was a presentation about the great Aga Khan. The Aga Khan, who has made a great contribution to Harvard University, and it was about his appearance at Harvard University. We're going to try to get back into that video and and let you share with you some of the things that the Aga Khan talked about while he was visiting here at the Harvard University. I'm sorry about the technical difficulties in the video, but okay, so we're going to try to circumvent that and move on along with the program. I am Hassan Rashid, and it's excellent being here with you, and it's such a great achievement to come into your lives like we do here weekly at CCTV. Okay, first thing I'd like to send out my condolence to the late and great Ahmed Sakur. Ahmed Sakur, he was one of the founders of the National Muslim Student Association, okay? To God we belong, and unto him we do return. It is with great sorrow that we write about the passing of our father, Dr. Ahmed Sakur, involved in countless organizations, both nationally and locally. Dr. Sakur dedicated his life to service. Dr. Sakur served as one of the founding members of the Muslim Student Association National in 1963, and would later serve as secretary in 1964, and then moved on to become a two-term president. Aside from the Muslim Student Association National, Dr. Sakur also added in the establishment of the Islamic Society of North America and the World Council of MOSAIC, and was the first director of the Muslim World League of the United Nations. Dr. Sakur was an educator by profession at several universities. He authored over 50 books and was a well-traveled speaker all over the world. Whether it was service to the community at large, his local community, or his family, Dr. Sakur taught us what it means to sacrifice and serve for the greater good. We pray that God grants Dr. Sakur the highest level of paradise. We also pray for the family of Dr. Sakur during this difficult time. So my condolences go out to the late, great Dr. Sakur, founder, one of the founders of the Muslim Student Association National, okay? Muslim Student Association. There's probably a chapter of the Muslim Student Association every major university, college campuses in the United States, okay? So I know there's a chapter at MIT, but I'm not certain if there's a chapter at Tufts, or I am certain about there is a chapter of the Muslim Student Association at the Tufts, but Harvard, I don't know. So once again, my condolences go out to Dr. Sakur, the late and great Dr. Sakur. Okay, I want to, right now I want to just interrupt our broadcast and bring you a special message from the City Council. This is not the City Council, but the City of Cambridge. Okay, they want you to participate in a contest to name the citywide plan. That's the citywide master plan that they're coming up with, or the citywide comprehensive master plan that they're coming up with. And they want, they're building a contest, extending a contest, your invitation to develop a name for the citywide plan. That's the City of Cambridge is developing a citywide plan, and they want you to help name it, okay? So they want you to submit your names. They want you to submit your names and ideas, submit ideas by December 4th to that's the City of Cambridge, and you're invited to contact Melissa Peters at mpeters@cambridge.gov, or you can call 617-349-4605. So please visit the website, okay? You can also get additional information about how to go about submitting names for the citywide master plan. That's coming up. That's government/citywide plan. For more information, that's once again, that's at cambridgemod.gov/citywide plan for more information. Or if you didn't get that, you get this. That's the number. You can call 617-349-4605 and inquire about how to go about submitting a name for the upcoming citywide master plan. Yeah, I know you heard a lot about it. It's a citywide comprehensive master plan. Okay. Residents rally against Baker's decision to close Massachusetts to Syrian refugees. Okay. In response to Massachusetts Governor Baker's decision not to allow Syrian refugees into the state, more than 1,000 people gathered at the Mass State House. That was last Friday night to express their disapproval. Okay, recent terrorist attacks in Paris, Baghdad, Beirut have led Baker and 25 other governors to close their state to Syrian refugees. A large sign draped against the wall separating the Boston Commons from the State House read, "Build bridges, not bombs," and some sold t-shirts with the words "Refugee Welcome." Okay, Nadia Alawa, founder and president of the New Day Syria, stressed stress to the crowd that the positive effect that kindness can have on a society. We are here because we believe in love and humanity. Allah said, don't you want to sleep at night and know you did your part. Find a way to help. Open your doors. Before the rally began, the crowd chanted, don't give in to racist fear. Refugees are welcome here, and the people united will never be defeated. Okay, so that was a rally against the Baker's decision to close the mass Syrian refugees. So if you ask me, in my opinion about that, how I feel about allowing refugees in, well, the Bible and most of the scripture says that you're supposed to help the wayfarers, orphans, refugees, all those people fleeing from atrocities in their country. You are supposed to help them, okay? Period. So that's my input on that issue, okay? The mass chapter of the Council of American Islamic Relations CARE today called for increased police protection at local mosques because of a spike in anti-Muslim rhetoric and direct threats against Muslim houses of worship nationwide since the recent Paris terrorist attacks. Okay, CARE, that's a Council of American Islamic Relations, Massachusetts, has been in conversation with local police and FBI to alert them to the national anti-Muslim bias incident, to request additional patrols around mosques within their jurisdiction, and to be aware of anti-Muslim rhetoric. Okay, so a mosque, for some of you who may not know what a mosque is the equivalent to what a church is, or a synagogue is in Christianity and Judaism, or Judaism, okay? CARE, once again, Massachusetts Executive Director John Robbins called recent bias incident shameful and noted that such waves of attack targeting people of particular religion, religious or ethnic backgrounds are reminiscent of darker days in our nation's history, which we had hoped to overcome. Robbins added, while CARE, Massachusetts, is grateful not to have received reports of direct threats against mosques or Muslims, in Massachusetts we have alerted police to hate mail sent to at least one mosque in the greater Boston area and dozens of hateful emails directed at individual Muslims. The Council of American Islamic Relations Massachusetts chapter is providing community leaders free copies of its booklet, Best Practices for Mosque and Community Safety. The booklet may be requested to CAIR's website, and that is www.cai.com/mosque-safety-guide. So that's their booklet, Best Practices for Mosque and Community Safety. And once again, that booklet may be obtained at the following website, and that is www.cair.com/mosque-safety-guide. Okay. The Washington-based Muslim Civil Rights Group is also asking Muslim community members to report any bias incident to police and to CAR's Civil Rights Department at 202-742-6420. Once again, that number is 202-742-6420. That is if you have any information to report to police or the CARE Civil Rights Department, any bias incident to police and to CARE Civil Rights Department. And once again, that number is 202-742-6420, or by filing a report at www.cir.com/civil-rights/reports incident. Okay? And once again now, CARE is America's largest Muslim civil liberties and advocacy organization. Its mission is to enhance the understanding of Islam, encourage dialogue, protect civil liberties, empower American Muslims, and build coalitions that promote justice and mutual understanding. So one thing I like to add here is that Islam is the religion of peace, if you believe it or not. Okay. We're going to turn to what presidential candidate Carson now says he didn't see U.S. Muslims cheer. So he came out officially saying that he saw Muslims cheering and hooraying the destruction of 9/11. But now he comes out with another statement saying that he didn't see U.S. Muslims cheer 9/11. This is a report from NBCnews.com. Hours after Ben Carson told reporters he remembers seeing American Muslims celebrating the September 11, 2001 attack, his campaign saying the GOP presidential candidate was thinking something differently and does not remember such reaction in the U.S., okay? Dr. Carson does not stand by the statement that were reported today. He was hearing and thinking something differently at the time. Carson Communication Director Doug Watts says in a statement on Monday, he does, however, recall and had his mind focused on the celebration in the Middle East. He has not suggested that American Muslims were in New Jersey celebrating the fall of the Twin Towers. So he's retracted that statement, and he said now he doesn't remember saying anything about American Muslims celebrating the downfall of the 9/11, and there were also Muslims killed in that experience. Okay, we got time for a few more announcements or news items. Okay, here's one from New Hampshire. A mosque grows slowly amid opposition in New Hampshire. Okay, Manchester, New Hampshire. Okay, the same financial difficulties that face houses of worship across the country has stalled a 10-year effort by New Hampshire's small Muslim community to construct their first mosque and build a bridge to the non-Muslim neighbor who never wanted it in the first place. Okay, a decade after the still unfinished and brick structure began rising out of a stony hillside overlooking the Merrimack Valley, the Islamic Society of New Hampshire says it has raised about $2 million for the project, less than half of what it needs to complete the construction. Now the society, which relies on donations from this very small local Muslim community, is casting a wider net to Muslims around the world, hoping to raise enough to finish the building before it deteriorates past the point of saving. So my prayers go out to the Muslim community in Manchester, New Hampshire, as they undertake to build the first Muslim mosque in New Hampshire. So that's the first priority and responsibility of a Muslim community, is to establish their house of worship. That's the first priority of any Muslim community. So my sympathies and support goes out to them. My prayers out to them. Okay, I promise you that we get back to that video, which is a depiction of the Aga Khan. Okay, we're going to try to get to the Aga Khan himself as he spoke at Harvard University recently. Okay, and his message to the community.
And since then, he has been teaching and trying to help our own undergraduates understand better the life of Muslim and of the richness of Islamic culture through his interpretation, an internist as well as an analytical approach to Islamic art, the sonic, the visual aspect, and the literature of Islamic civilization. So we're extremely lucky to have him with us today, and he will introduce the Aga Khan. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is my honor and privilege to be here today and to introduce to you and to welcome back to Harvard our guest speaker, His Highness the Aga Khan, 49th Hereditary Imam of the Shia Imami Ismaili Muslims, Harvard class of 1959. Your Highness, I am sure being back here at Harvard brings back many fond memories. Welcome back. It is customary when introducing such a distinguished leader to list the guest awards and accolades, the Muslim ethic of compassion.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Michael Elliott, Vice Provost. Michel Lamont, Director of the Weatherhead Center for International Affairs. Ali Hassani, Director of the Prince Al Walid bin Talal Islamic Studies Program. Diana Eck, Professor of Comparative Religion. Members of the Harvard community.
Okay, I'm Hassan Rashid. I'm going to try to get back to that. I'll give you a few more seconds of that presentation by the Aga Khan, but if not this time, there's always next time we can get into it again. Once again, next time that we meet. I'm Hassan Rashid, and always leave you with the fact that
it is indeed a great
never
pleasure
be
for me to return to Harvard
wisdom, and
this
don't be
wonderful
deceived
campus.
by anyone. Islam is the religion of peace. So with that, I leave you with the ancient Arabic greetings of peace, and that is
And it is a particular
alaikum.
pleasure to be welcomed here by the Weatherhead Center for International Affairs and the Prince Al Walid bin Talal Islamic Studies Program. Two of the world's leading forces for informed global understanding. I'm honored as well to be giving the Jodidi Lecture for 2015 and to